The news Titans fans have been waiting for. We get an update on L'Jarius Sneed and his quad injury, but not on any update. Some great news, and I think that he's going to be ready for training camp. Before we get started, if you are ready like I am to see L'Jarius Sneed back on the field, go and hit that thumbs up icon, like the video, because the Titans, they need him out here. So he had a little summer camp, football camp for the kids out in Louisiana that he held, and he spoke to the media, the local media, and they asked him how he felt about this upcoming season. And this is what he said. He said, "I'm healthy as I've ever been. Last year, my first year in Tennessee, didn't go as planned, but it's time to come out and show the world what God's been instilling in me this entire year. I'm ready to get back on the field. That's my life. That's what I do for a living. I missed the whole year." He played 5 games. Let's make that note. And he has to remind everybody who L'Jarius Sneed is. And now this is coming from him. So what his words are, and everybody says that they hope they're healthy once week 1 comes. So I just hope that he is as healthy as he says he is, because we didn't see him in minicamp, we didn't see him in OTAs, and it's kind of been a little concerning throughout this entire offseason that an injury that he suffered all the way back last year was still affecting him at this time. So if he says it, I'm going to believe him, but I hope so, because in 2024, when you traded all of that draft capital to get him, did not perform for you. Only 5 games, 23 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, and he's a cornerback. No interceptions and no pass breakups. And oh yeah, when you traded for him, you signed him to a massive extension for $76 million, and you see these price tags, $22 million this year, $20 million the year after, and $20 million in 2027. You do have an out after the 2025 year, so if he doesn't perform up to par, up to snuff, well, you could be seeing the Titans cut him going into 2026. Sneed, you saw the stats. He just hasn't performed up to standards. Like, you expected him to come into this organization, come into Tennessee, and be one of the best cornerbacks in football, because that's what he was before he came to the Titans last year. He was considered one of the best cornerbacks in football. I still got Pat Surtain at 1. But he showed up to minicamp like he's still involved in this organization. He still wants to be a Tennessee Titan. He wants to play football. He showed up to every OTA. He showed up to minicamp. The only problem is he wasn't practicing. And I think that the clock is ticking on L'Jarius Sneed to show up, because when you don't practice at minicamp, you have all these guys that are coming in like Roger McCreary. We'll talk about him in a second. He's going to be the leader of this secondary, and also signing Xavier Woods to the safety. And Brian Callahan, he kind of just alluded to it like, this is it for Sneed. And he said this at minicamp when he talked to the media. "I think everything he's shown us when he's here has been fantastic. There's a track record of success as well as what he has been as a player. He's also got to prove that here. And this is the key words that I'm talking about. He hasn't done that yet for us. There's a little bit of that as well, like we're waiting for him to show us the player that he's been. He hasn't reached that level of play. So we're waiting for that opportunity to occur, and I think he'll be ready for it when it comes. His track record of success is what he's been as a player, is well documented, and we just need to get that version of him out here for us." So Brian Callahan basically saying, like, we know how good of a player you are, but are you going to be healthy? Are you going to come out and not have a lingering quad injury that's been bothering him for the last year and a half? If you're going to have a knee injury, that's going to be bothering you, because we need you on the field. That's why you get paid so much money, $76 million. This isn't the NBA where you're seeing scrubs like Jakob Poeltl getting $100 million. This is the NFL where good players get paid, bad players don't, and you could see him cut in a second. And when you look at the secondary, the Titans need him, because you have L'Jarius Sneed at number 1, Jarvis Brownlee Jr. at 2, and Roger McCreary at nickel quarterback. And after that, like, look at these. Come on. There's not much here to work with. And if you don't have L'Jarius Sneed, you got to bring in one of these backups, and it might be not so hot, and you could be throwing all over the field, getting cooked, and having a terrible defense. So L'Jarius Sneed needs to be healthy, and I hope he's healthy once he gets to training camp, and it's only about 3 weeks away. It's July, and before you know it, it's going to click, and we're going to get there, and we're going to see Cam Ward on the field. We're going to see the defense on the field, and L'Jarius Sneed better be on the field with them too. got a little bit of a move that the Titans should make later on the show. But first, let's get to 11,000 subs. We are so close, people. That is 100 and so let me do the math here. 671. I'm terrible at math. 171 subs till we get to a milestone of 11,000. So go ahead, subscribe to the channel, and every time the Titans make a move, about the move we're talking about, if it happens, we're going to be talking about it. And also, get your Cam Ward jerseys today. Rep the franchise quarterback. Support your quarterback. He's the first overall pick, wearing that number 1 after Warren Moon. Chatsports.com/Ward. You want to be repping him in the Oilers colors? Go right ahead. You want to be repping him in the white, the blue? It does not matter. Get your jersey today. You can go into Nissan Stadium looking fly with this jersey. Chatsports.com/Ward. Support the show. Support the Titans. We'll have that in the comments and description of today's video. All right, so I was looking at possible moves. Yesterday, we talked about Kazir White being signed to the Titans, which I think was a good move. Now they're talking about Sports Illustrated. Jeremy Brenner suggests that the Titans should sign L'Jarius Sneed because they're looking at getting a little more edge depth on this roster. And L'Jarius Sneed's still solid. He's getting up there in age. I mean, above the age of 30 going into 2025. Shout out to being a Kentucky Wildcat like myself. 2024, 35 tackles, 9 sacks, 9 tackles for loss. That's what you want out of your edge rusher. And you get, they drafted Femi Oladejo, which is going to be a top guy, but I still think there should be some depth. And ESPN put out an article of the best edge rushers that are still available, or the best free agents that were still available, and L'Jarius Sneed ranked as one of them. Honestly, I don't know why he hasn't been signed with the production that he's still put on, but he's obviously getting up there in age. This is what Matt Bowen had to say about Sneed. He said, last year, with both the Browns and the Lions, Sneed had 9 sacks and 38 pressures. Yeah, let's see. We know the Titans they were bottom 3 in sacks last year. He's a speed-to-power rusher who can also align as a stand-up nose or 3 technique to get interior one-on-one. Sneed could also help a contender looking for a rotational edge with scheme versatility. Now, the Titans aren't a team that's really going to contend for a Super Bowl here, but they're rebuilding. You could also sign him to a 1-year deal, and if he does great, then he can go out or use him as trade bait to just kind of build your roster going into the future. You can see he's still healthy. 17 games played, 16 games played, 16 and 9 sacks, 10 sacks. Solid player in the last 3 seasons. I still think he has some left in the tank. Now, Titans could also use a little bit of depth at edge. I mean, you bring back Sebastian Joseph Day. You sign Draymond Jones and Femi Oladejo, but after that, it's kind of like, is Arden Key going to be that next guy? Is Lorenzo Carter going to be that next guy? I'm not 100% sure, but I do think that your third round draft pick of Femi Oladejo is going to be a breakout candidate for the Titans this upcoming season. If you look at him, and he hasn't played on the outside much. He was kind of that inside guy, and now his last year at UCLA, he was kind of moving to the outside, and so it's a project. But I think when you look at the size and speed and just mentality of Femi Oladejo, I think that you kind of want to develop this guy and get him a lot more reps in his rookie year rather than bringing on a veteran like L'Jarius Sneed. You already have Draymond Jones that you signed, so do you really need another kind of depth piece when you already signed a depth piece and Sebastian Joseph Day is also on your team? What would you guys do? Would you bring in L'Jarius Sneed? Yes or no? Let me know down in the comments section below. For me, it would kind of just be a pass. You have Draymond Jones. I'm not going to bring in 2 aging veterans to the team. I think Draymond Jones is going to have a bounce-back year. He's another one of those guys that was playing on the outside. Then at Seattle, they put him back on the inside, and he just kind of fell apart, and they let him go. The Tennessee Titans are putting him on the edge, and I think he's going to have a great year and also be a guy to teach Femi Oladejo. So, L'Jarius Sneed, I think you can go out and sign with another team. That's going to do it for today's episode of Titans Today by Chat Sports. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We're on our way to 11,000 subscribers, and as always, tighten up.